Hello, Fatality Workers. This is Blackflame from the Fatality Company, and welcome back to Noc'Craft. There's a mysterious portal on my tree. Nah, I'm kidding. It's from Zatchs. He simply insists that we have to see his new nexus. So, you know, I saw it a little bit ago when he was working on it, and was astounded by its magnificence. So, you know, I figured I should show it off in video this time now that he says that it's finished. So, here we go. And darkness. After some minor technical difficulties, I finally arrived at Zatch's place. And, all I can say is, damn. Yes, Marek would say funky. He says funky, but in a good way normally. Let's go inside, just because I can. Whoa. Look at the architecture, the arches, the nether brick fences and the ice. Contrast and complement all over the place. Magnifico. I just stared at the ceiling for most of the time I was saying that, actually. No, I think something may be seriously wrong with me. But I've been told that many times by many different doctors. Yeah, it looks really good, Zatch. I really like the half-slabbed glowstone bits. Yes. Now, this building, I don't know if he's actually got it working yet, but I know that this building is supposedly a... Yeah, it's supposed to be functional. So, I don't know how much of it he's got working. Only that's one, okay. Well, we'll have a quick go through just to show you what it is. Ah, there's a zombie in my face. Where did that come from? We'll have a quick go through just to show you what this is. You may notice a strange blue glow on the floor. Oh look, a button. I wonder what this does. Ah, blue face screen window. And we've travelled quite a distance actually now. And this is over, I'm assuming, by the sign in your main base. And it is an Industrial Craft 2 teleporter. Uses a hell of a lot of power, if I remember right. Yeah, that's a lot of power. I think that's like 10 times more power than I'm storing at the minute. Yeah. There's a complicated formula thing that works out how much EU it uses from how many items you've got on you, what armor you're wearing, the distance of the travel, and stuff like that. So a short range teleport would cost nowhere near as much as that, especially if you wasn't wearing anything or carrying anything. Let's sneak around Zatch's base quickly. Gotta lose him. Oh no, that didn't work. I ran into a wall. Stuff that we'll be getting into soon. That's all I'm going to say to people. Soon. In fact, that's one of the next things on my list. Zatch and his bees are notorious. And yes, I'm eating rotten flesh because, wow, I ate 2 of that without actually getting, thingy-majiggered. Ooh, glowing bread. That's from Xeno's Requillery, right? Glowy and delicious. Best of both worlds. Normally when something's glowy, you would not want to eat it. But in this case, I think it's good. Just a quick run through. What does this do? Ah! Okay, well, I know this is Faith Flame, but that's odd. I guess that's for people who can't just jump up then. Yes. Yes, you don't make your base inaccessible to people who aren't as advanced as you. And then you exit out to the very peaceful area. And I'm just going to go like that. And that's all you're getting. I'm going to end the recording here and be back at my base. You can see the rest of it another time. Okay, here we are back at my base again. So, remember the little island that I was working on that was for Krafty stuff? Well, I've been working on it a little bit. And so now we've got a big dead tree, which is always nice. And then we've got one of the Noc'Craft ring things. Yeah, there's my research table and a chest full of random stuff I was using for research. Except for that, I don't know why that's in there. So, you know, what do we do from here? Well, I recently managed to acquire an item called a portable hole, which I'll show you. I've been doing quite a bit of research off camera because as I said, main bit of Noc'Craft is the research, so I don't want to show that on camera and ruin it for everyone. But there is this portable hole, which is 4 fabric around an ender pearl. If you really want to stop to see what you need to research it, then you can pause the video back there. But basically what it does is it makes holes through things with a very, very pretty particle effect. So now if we click that, we can jump down and get into our Noc'Craft room, which is, once again, kind of work in progress. I still need to do a little bit of work on it. But we've got a couple of infusion altars that have arcane wood in for some reason. There's 4 cauldrons around here. And then a bunch of these, which are warded jars. You can use them to hold essence. If you remember me saying before about, right when we first started Noc'Craft, that you could throw stuff into these to get the essence, well basically this will store essence itself. And then off this way there's going to be a library, which is going to have a bunch of bookshelves, and it's also going to be where our research table goes. Now one unfortunate thing is we can't actually jump back out of here. That's interesting. Did I mention that that island's incredibly dangerous because I didn't light it up? Yeah. So one thing is we're going to go out this way because it is much, much easier. Also, I don't know why, but I seem to be getting really bad frame rate. And I shouldn't be. So, I don't know what's up with that. I'm going to go and see if I can hunt something down, and then I'll be right back. Well, I've improved it a tiny bit, not incredibly. Yeah. So, next thing is I've been doing some more work with the clock room down here. Something that I'm not entirely sure is going to stay yet is these. I want your ideas about them. I quite like them, but I'm not sure if they're in the way or whatever. But they've also got a railway on them. So I'd be able to run a train round. You know, like a model train set, but full size. This, by the way, if you're wondering, is this stuff junction track, which is made with 8 standard rails around a wooden rail bed. The next thing you may notice is there is this instead of the stone bricks in the floor, which is the construction foam, the same stuff that we used over here, except for I painted it black. And the other thing is there is these gold strips as well. I can't remember whether this was indented last time. I think it was, so if not, this is indented. Okay, next thing that we're going to move on to then is I said about uses for the magma crucible that we've got down here. Well, one of the things that you can put into the magma crucible is redstone. and then that's going to dump straight in here. So we've got 1,600 millibuckets of liquid redstone. Now, what would we want liquid redstone for? I mean, what's it good at? Let's think. I guess it glows slightly, but not very much to really be useful. What else does it do? Yeah, it transmits power. You know, maybe it has something to do with that. Well, if you guessed that it had something to do with transmitting power, then you are right. With electrum ingots and hardened glass, you can make energy conduits. Energy conduits you then put into the liquid transposer to fill with molten redstone, 50 millibuckets each, and you will get a redstone energy conduit, which is basically a conductive... there's the conductive style of Buildcraft pipes, and they are basically improved versions of that. So, of course, we need some more obsidian and some more lead. And lead is a very rare thing to come across right now, so I'm going to go and hunt down some lead, and I will be right back. Turns out I already had some lead dust in my, the actual induction smelter thing down here, so all we needed was some more obsidian dust. And as soon as we've got this stuff, we can add it together with the electrum, like I showed you before, to get the empty energy conduits, and stick them in the liquid transposer. Huh. That's interesting. How did a golden waterproof pipe get into this system? That's odd. The only way that I could think is because there's this open filter here. And it must have, like, somehow sucked up one of the golden waterproofs that I broke from here and put it into there. That's a little annoying, because that means that that one doesn't have power. But we've got plenty of charcoal. So, just dump that in there. I don't need two, because there is no internal buffer. As soon as this starts getting power, it will begin dumping the redstone in. There we go. Plenty of hardened glass. And I'm just going to use as much of this as I can. There we go. Of course, I'm going to need more redstone, so I am going to make up all of these, and I'll be back. Awesome. And there we are. You can see we've got redstone energy conduits, but surely you got more than 7. I mean, I'm sure we saw you, like, craft 60-odd conduit things. Well, yeah. You may notice that the Buildcraft thermal expansion section actually is dug out, because I have my machines up here now, getting powered by conduits that run from there through a bunch of caves and through a couple of lava pools, which were a pain to build through, all the way down to our 3 little hobbyist steam engines down here. And now that that's done, I can replace that. In fact, see if I can get a torch in there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we actually have Buildcraft power going to a Buildcraft room. Excellent. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to work towards is a few new machines to keep our other ones company down there in the room. First one, 2 more copper, plus the reception coils and machine frames that are in all the other machines. You got 2 copper, 2 brick blocks, and redstone for a powered furnace. We've got a piston up top, 2 pieces of flint and 2 pieces of copper for a pulverizer, and an iron axe, 2 pieces of copper and 2 wood planks for a sawmill. Gonna go and hook these up with the remaining redstone energy conduits that we've got. Now what they do, a pulverizer is pretty much like the industrial craft macerator, except for the fact that it has a chance to produce extra things as well. such as if I go, say, gold ore. Nope, that's wrong button. And we go across to pulverizer. Okay, pulverizer recipes, there we go. Yeah, say, pulverizing cobblestone, you always get sand, but then you've got a 10% chance to get gravel as well. Sandstone, you've got a chance to get niter. Netherite, you've got a chance to get sulfur, and so on. There, I can go there. And then the powered furnace is exactly what it says it is. It's a furnace that, it's like the electric furnace from Industrial Craft. It runs off of Minecraft joules instead, though. And then the last one we have is a sawmill. Notice I'm turning the outputs off on the configuration so that it doesn't just pass all the way down the line. The sawmill is actually one that's I've not seen many other mods do. You know, unlike the, oh, this is a different way of smelting things, or, oh, this is a way of doubling your ores. What this does is, you get a log. You know, normally you would get said log and put it in your crafting table and get 4 planks out of it. Well, if you put it into the sawmill instead, it uses up a bit of power and gives you 6 planks and some sawdust. Sawdust you can compress into compressed sawdust, which you can then use to make it to charcoal. Wood plates, I don't know what they're actually for, let's go and have a look. Put them in a compressor. Oh, you can make wooden tools out of it. Make chests. Okay, so wooden plates are basically planks then. Just another type, so 8 of those make a plank. You can make paper and cartons out of it in a carpenter. Now, one thing that does interest me is this says tiny white pile of wood pulp. So I'm almost wondering, yeah, if we craft it into tiny piles and then back up again, we get wood pulp instead of sawdust, which can be used if it's the same kind of wood pulp that I'm thinking. Nope, never mind. Okay. There is another kind of wood pulp that you can get that you can make letters out of for forestry stuff. Speaking of which, you may have noticed it, that I crafted between sections of this episode, but we do have a mailbox up there that someone's adorned with a creeper head. And there is also zombie heads in there now for some reason. I don't know, heads are appearing. But that's always a good thing, right? Also, standing here, it looks like my entire base is like a creature, and those little levers are its arms, and it's really happy and going, yay! Which is hilarious. Okay, the next thing that I do actually want to try to get started with, I don't know how far we're going to get, however, is there are tesseracts. So we need a tesseract frame to start with, between 4 hardened glass, 4 tin and a diamond. Of course, we don't have any hardened glass, so we need obsidian, which we've got plenty of, and lead, which we do not have any of. I'm going to go on a hunt for lead, and I'll be right back. Oh, there's 1 hardened glass there at least. Well, I've just discovered a new way to get lead. All we need to do is make something that we've not made yet, which is a slag furnace. Just 2 furnaces and 6 cobblestone. I'm going to stick it down here in the thermal expansion room for now. Mainly because we haven't got a room for the mod that it's from, which is factorization. And we just get some silver ore, plonk it up in the top there, and as you will soon see, it will make lead and silver. Now, the fun thing about it is, we've got a 100% chance to get silver, which means we'll always get a single piece. But lead, we have a 120% chance. So that means that 1 in 5 times, we will get double lead from it, which is pretty awesome. I'm trying to stall so that it will cook 5 pieces, and hopefully we'll get a double for me to show you on camera. However, it is not behaving itself. See what else we can do with this. Apparently you can cook the ore out of stone. That's interesting. So redstone, separate it from the stone, get the iron ingot, but keep the stone. Yeah, interesting. There's also going into the factorization, like quadrupling your ores or whatever, tripling your ores that you can do. Yeah, there we go, 7 and 8. I think we actually got a graphical glitch then and it skipped one, but you know, we're going to ignore that and move on. Dump those in there so that we can get some hardened glass going. What else do we need for Tesseract? Let's have a look, shall we? That's not how you spell Tesseract. Unattuned Tesseract frame. We need tin, which we have tons of up on the surface. And we need diamond, which we have a few of lying about the place. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple of diamonds. And there we go. Tesseract frames. Now, you may notice here, this is an unattuned Tesseract. What do we have to do to get that? Molten Ender. You may remember how we got the molten redstone from before. Well, yes, you get this thing the exact same way, except with ender pearls, obviously. Now, if you think about the teleportation properties that ender pearls give you, then you would guess that it retains those when going into its liquid form, which you would be correct. I'm trying to find my ender pearls because I don't know where I've put them. Let's put them in there for now, and let's go and hunt my ender pearls down. Okay, I found my ender pearls. They were back in that chest. Also, herp, I had 17 lead dust in this chest the whole time. Of course I did. Although, of course, now we've got a way that we can get a lot of lead easily, which is always better than having found it to begin with, I guess. I mean, you didn't have to endure searching that silver down, so... we'll shove that back in there as well. And then we've got enough to make another 2. And then we can throw the ender pearls into the magma crucible, and it should see it flow up into there. Now we actually need the liquid from 4 of the ender pearls to be able to create a tesseract. There we go, 1,000 millibuckets. Now, what we actually do with tesseracts is after you've made them into an unattuned version, you can craft them into energy, liquid, I think I'm crashing. I'll be right. Okay, as I was saying, you've got your energy, liquid, and item. And basically they act as, well, little teleporty madoohickeys. You can place them down and pump stuff into them, such as power, items, and liquids, like it said. And put a second one down. You can attune the different frequencies actually on the interface of the device when you put it down. And then, wazam, you can teleport items, liquids, or power across great distances. However, power itself, in order to stop it from being overpowered, you lose half of the energy that you transport. I think it's half, or is it? I think it's either a half or a quarter. I can't actually remember. But you lose power when you teleport it. Items and liquid, however, you don't lose. Okay, so we've got the 2 diamonds. We just need some tin. Now, I'm wondering how seamless that actually will have been, that last sentence about the energy loss, because I actually crashed during it. Now, the main reason we're actually making these isn't for item power or liquid teleport at all. We're actually for this, so that we can get some force field emitters. Because I just can't be bothered to make advanced circuits. And then we can use this with invar ingots to get ion thrusters. However, we still need another 4 tesseracts after this, twice as many as we've actually made. But as soon as I've filled these 2 up with molten ender, because I need more ender pearls as well, I'm just going to skip until I actually have the other 4 Tesseracts. Okay, see you guys in a little bit. Thank God that's finally over. We didn't need 8 Tesseracts after all. We needed 16. And I finally made all the solenoids and wiring, and that's the wrong way around, is it? Yeah, there we go. That's 16 force field emitters. Wait a second. So, 1 second. If I put that there, I need more solenoids, unless that's the wrong recipe. Never mind. 4 glowstone dust in the middle and wiring. I made like 8 more flipping force field emitters than I needed. I could make a jetpack twice. Oh well. Jetpack. Maximum thrust. Okay. And that's about all that we've got time for in today's episode. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time, and woo! Jetpack!